Hi, and welcome to the Own Your Throne channel. Are you ready to stop playing small and to build your bold, brave, badass business? If so, you're totally in the right place. Hi, my name is Jenae, and I am a business mindset coach, speaker, author, and your personal business hype girl. You might be wondering, who are you and how did you get here? So let's sit in, chill, and get to know each other. A little bit about me is I actually studied chemical engineering in school and I started working as an engineer as well. You might be wondering, why engineering? Which is a great question. Really, my drive behind wanting to be an engineer was that I really wanted to be able to be in a profession that contributed in a really positive way to society. That was always my vision from day one. And so when I started working, I felt like a bit of the fulfillment side was missing. And so I started to wonder, what else is out there? What else could I do? And to be honest, nothing came to mind. It actually took an injury. I actually had hurt my back for me to start diving into wellness, which was my first entrepreneurial experience of sharing something that I felt very passionate about, and how do you work with people and how do you generate income outside of the traditional corporate world. And so I did that for quite a while. I was super passionate about it. It was something that was super meaningful to me. And I'd always told myself that if I had time, if I just had more time, that I would dive more into another aspect of business. I didn't really have a clear vision of what that would be, but I always had that just in the back of my mind. And then the pandemic happened, and the time that I used to spend to commute to work, the hour and a half to 2 hours, I now didn't have to spend because I was working from home. And so I thought, well, I did say if I had time, I would invest it in myself and learning more and growing so that I can reach the goals that I had. And so I decided to invest in myself. And I hired a business coach and I decided to start learning the things that I didn't even know I needed to have. And so at the time, to be honest, I had zero idea what I was going to do. My biggest passion at the time was yoga and things like that because it was something that had helped me with my back. And so I thought, maybe I'll be a yoga teacher or sell yoga courses or something like that. And so in that process of really just kind of fine tuning, what is it that I wanted to do? I got to be really, really passionate about how do we actually create less stress in our lives and to have a more balanced, harmonious life, because at that time it felt like life was kind of pulling me in so many different directions. There were family things that were going on, work felt stressful. It was just it felt like something that was constantly being piled on, and there was a lot of things that were adding to my stress and not enough stuff that was taking it away. And so I decided to focus on being a life balance coach. And so I was like, let's focus on life balance. I would love to help people in this aspect, and it's something I'm super passionate about, right? And so when I went into that process, I actually thought that maybe what people were missing were having goals and having action steps to get to those goals. And it was actually quite interesting when I got to working with clients in that space, because when I worked with them, I started to realize even with the goal and the actions to get there, that there was still resistance coming up. There was still that hesitancy to do the thing to get to the goal. And so I started to think to myself, man, there has to be something deeper going on here. What's going on in the mind and the mindset that's causing that resistance to continuously come up? And so I decided this is something that I don't know enough about. And so I really want to learn, how is it that our mind works with or against us, our conscious, our subconscious mind, and how can we help us get to our goals? And so I decided to just dive all into that topic and to really learn the ins and outs, to get certified and all of the things, because that's just how I am. I'm totally the person that's how do you go all in to get all the information to really help someone get to the next step? And when I learned about mindset, I just kept having so many aha moments, because I'm going to be really honest with you. Up until that point, I kind of scoffed when someone said mindset. I was totally the person that was like, oh, mindset. Really? Can you just tell me what to do? I need the strategy. I need to know what to do. And then I realized It's not always about the strategy of what do you need to do, because a lot of times it's not the strategy that tends to hold us back, right? Like we may have a strategy, but we're not even taking the steps to allow that strategy to work for us. So that's really how this came together, of like the business, the mindset to actually get the result that we're looking for. And this is why now I help female coaches who are ready to build and to grow in their business and take bold action, making sure that they have the mindset, action, and strategy that they need to have the business that works for them and not against them. So, speaking of the mindset, the action, and the strategy, you might be wondering, why those three? Like, what's so important about those three things specifically in order to be able to grow the way that we want to grow? And I can tell you exactly why. So, when we have strategy, which I know for a lot of us, that's what we tend to start with. We feel like we have a roadmap. It's like, okay, I don't have to wonder about what I need to do. I have a path to follow. And so this path is now laid out. However, in order to get the result, to get to the end of that path, ideally, to be honest, I feel like there's no end of the path. But like in this example, right? The strategy, we have this goal. So let's call that the end of the path. We have to take these actions. But like I said before, a lot of times there's this resistance that comes up. We start to doubt ourselves. Am I enough? Am I worthy? What are people going to think? What if my high school best friend sees this? Right? All of these results that we start to create in our minds before we've even taken the action. Which is why a lot of times, even when we have the strategy and we know what action to take, we don't do it. That's mindset. It is critical, because if not, we can easily spin our wheels and we can create fantastic stories for ourselves that keep us playing small. And remember, we're not here to play small. We're here to be bold. We're here to be brave. We're here to take massive action. And to take massive action, we have to believe in ourselves first, because other people will buy in. But first, we have to buy into us, to have that internal validation of what we're doing, why we're doing it, and to have that vision, and to have full congruency with ourselves of what it is that we're doing. When we have the mindset, the action, and strategy, we are actually able to elevate our business in a way that is sustainable, in a way that we can have repeatable results over and over and over again. And I don't know about you, but I'm not here for random results of like, oh man, this was a hit. And then it's like, oh, let's try something else. That sucks. Like, no, let's have repeatable results. Let's believe in ourselves. Let's have the action. Let's have the strategy. Let's do all those things so that we can have the most powerful business that we need that suits our purposes. So this is a little bit about me. This is how I got here. This is why I'm passionate about having the mindset, the action, the strategy that we need to grow our business. Because I know that when we have those things, what we can create is unstoppable. We can create the massive impact, that ripple effect that we're really looking for. And for me, originally, I thought my way of doing that would be engineering. I thought my way of impacting the world would be through engineering. But now I know it's meant to help other female entrepreneurs and coaches make their impact. Thank you so much for watching today's episode, and don't forget to tune in for the next one. If you are a female entrepreneur and you are ready to make bold, brave moves in your business and you would benefit from having a support system, then go ahead and go to www.essentiallyjenae.com/community to join us.